Northern Australian tropical savannas are the largest intact savanna ecosystem in the world. Indigenous people have been here for at least 50,000 years and they've largely shaped this landscape. They've used fire extensively for a range of purposes, from hunting through to opening up country for access through to cultural purposes. Over time, the biodiversity, the flora and fauna have evolved to be adapted to that fire regime. When Europeans arrived in Australia over 200 years ago, we saw dispossession from the land, so Indigenous people being taken off the land. As Indigenous people were moved off the country, we've seen a disruption in traditional practices like fire. And this has had a big impact. It's had a cultural impact, but it's also had a big biodiversity impact, with large-scale wildfires occurring late in the dry season, which burns a lot more vegetation, a lot more habitat for particularly our endemic species.
The key projects that we have at the moment is our Savannah fire burning project that we have, where the guys go out and do the burning in the early seasons where it's a lot cooler, and we sell the carbon credits off. Being able to create those economic opportunities on country is vitally important for us. It's what we know. It's our connection to country.
Aboriginal people have always been there as part of the land, as being there to manage it, being there to look after it, being there to engage with it, and that's the relationship between Aboriginal people and the land, is that they are one and the same. This knowledge has been passed on from generation to generation, from the old people to the young people, and so we say that we're the first, Aboriginal people are the first conservationists. It's because of that value, it's because of that cultural relationship that Aboriginal people have with land that makes it significant in relation to people's role and understanding.
The KLC is primarily a land rights organisation that was established in 1978, but over the years we've grown to really focus on caring and looking after country. We've got an extensive land and sea management unit and rangers working right across the region, over 350,000 square kilometres, 13 ranger teams employing about 120 people looking after native title lands.
We need to go to the next step, which is get control of the future, have more autonomy around the types of enterprises that we want to develop that are more attuned to our cultural and traditional values. Carbon, biodiversity offsets, environmental management, environmental surveys, tourism enterprises, and then also a lot of micro enterprises around a lot of the different types of native products that we have, whether it be food, for medicine.
Traditional owners want to get back on country, they want to manage the country in the way they want to, and a big part of the role that the Nature Conservancy is helping with is to enable them to do that through providing tools, sustainable finance to enable Indigenous people to manage the country they want to.
We believe the Nature Conservancy understand the challenges that Indigenous peoples face. We believe that the Nature Conservancy understands Aboriginal people's role. We believe that they understand people's connection and the nature of how do we tackle issues together.
What we do with the KLC in Northern Australia is just one example of what we're doing around the world, where we're supporting some of our Indigenous partners in strengthening their goals and their interests in landscape management. Because we really believe that it's through supporting our partners and supporting Aboriginal and Indigenous land management that you get the best outcomes for nature and the best outcomes for people.
It's important that we make and look after our beautiful country, and protection, the history, the knowledge that we have has to be passed down to our next generation.
It's a sense of who I am. It's my identity. I'm happy to be able to participate and acknowledge that and recognise it, and still have people to be able to teach me, a lot more about my culture and about where I'm from.
Land needs people. Country can't look after itself. Empowerment happens when the relationship between land and people is brought together.